I know a lot of y'all are mad, disappointed, upset with God. Like, where were you when I had to go through all this? Why did I have to go through all this? Why would you put, like, I didn't deserve all of that. Why would you take them from me? Why do they have it and I don't? I've worked so hard and they scammed for it. Cheated, lied, and stole. You know what, God? I don't really want that much more to do with you until you show me in this life, because I've held my hopes up high. I've had my heart open. I believed in your promises, and it never came. It never came. Where are they? I see Sally Sue swimming in them. Where's mine? You know what, God? You know, I ain't got time to hear about all this God stuff. That's played out. Like, I need some 3D results. I need to see this thing. God, when you show me, when you bring my desires here, when you show me my blessings, then I could serve you. Then I could look towards you again. But I haven't seen them yet. I served you and I ain't get nothing. 10 times out of 10, you haven't seen those blessings yet, because that first step that God told you to take is incomplete. Where is it? If he gave you the blessings, if I gave you the blessings today that you feel in your heart, that are for you, that I have for you, the promises of God, if I give them to you today, as you are, my love is unconditional. I love you in every stage of your life. But if I gave those to you today, it would completely destroy you. Would you give your 3-year-old the keys to your car at 3 years old? That's not a gift. Not the keys to your car, to their car, I'm sorry. To their dream car. Would you give it to them when they're under the driving age? That's not a gift. You would destroy them. The size and the capacity of what God has for you, of what his intention is for your life, requires a foundation. Just like a home. The home cannot stand without that foundation. Your day-to-day life, although the events, circumstances, people, those things might not seem so significant to you. Your struggles and pains, your backlashes, the things that knock you down, you know, you take one step, you get knocked back two, those are intentional. Those are the building blocks, the infrastructure of everything that God has for you. Do not despise the days of your small beginnings. Do not despise it. For we cannot build a house with no foundation. These foundations are essential. They might not look significant at all. And quite frankly, a part of you may not want to do them at all. But just know those foundational tasks are the stepping stones for your blessing, for the promises of God in your life. Tackling them without resistance and fulfilling the obedience results in completion, full formation of all the promises that I had for you, of who I intended you to be when you were formed in your mother's womb. Scripture says, do not despise the days of your small beginnings. Foundational. These can look as simple as taking better care of your body, mind, emotions, and even studying up something that has always intrigued you, but always put it on the back burner to study into it, as well as creating space. If your life is so full, you feel like I don't even have time for this, work on cutting out those outlets, those time outlets. Make it a ritual. This is what I'm doing at this time, and watch that time that you said you didn't have, watch that time expand. Watch you get some more time on your hands to actually further into the things of God. Just watch that. And when that happens, honey, just be ready, because everything is going to change in your favor. Less struggle, peace of mind, realization, and re-access to all the love, joy, and bliss that is your birthright. Abundance. And that abundance will flow to you. We must first open the nozzle. Open it up a little bit to start getting the drips. Unlock the hinges. It's time to get the flow. It's time to get it in drip by drip. That flow will thicken. And when you look back, nothing will be the same. Nothing. In the best way possible. In the ways that your human mind cannot imagine. It cannot even phantom the destinations that God has planned for you. It has no clue. It has no reference point. It has no idea. Only this does. And this one here is clueless, and it knows nothing. Knows nothing. Nada. It only knows the past. It only knows your past experiences and traumas and anything that you've experienced. But we are not here to keep experiencing the same and the same and the same. We are here to create what doesn't exist, because we are portals and doors of the divine. The divine, the creator, God, source. The expressions in your heart, soul are endless. It came here to express and transmit endless possibilities in the highest divine order. As we let go of what we think up here, how things should look, be, etc., and we allow that divine flow to carry us naturally without struggle, compromise, and disintegrity, we will end up in the exact location God intended at our creation. And to let all of creation sing God's praise. Sing out to me. God's praise. We all have different notes in this song. We all have a different note. It's orchestrated. This is an orchestration. If one of us are singing off tune, editing what God placed in our heart up here, and coming out incomplete because it's not created to be edited, it was full and complete when you received it from your heart, the tone is off. The tone gets off. It's like singing off key. It's like, okay, it's missing something here and something. That's why we were created, to let go, open the flow of our hearts, and go with exactly what your heart intended and said. It's like, I said what I said, right? That's what the heart is saying. And it gets up here to the brain. The brain's like, well, when we did that last time, or it always has its 2 cents. No, the heart said, I said what I said. This is the song of all creation, of all of God's creation. We all are getting in tune. We getting in tune, y'all. We get there. Woo! When creation is in tune, baby. Baby. Okay, baby. Just watch. Just watch. The enemy would love nothing more for us to be lost and confused about what we're about, who we are, and who we were created to be. God's creation is not a practice. It's not a rehearsal stage, or backstage practice. God's creation is whole and complete, needing and lacking nothing. When you see this incompletion in your world, you must anchor and realize it's a lie of the enemy. It's not true. Stop buying into the lie. Tell that enemy off right where he stands. Nope, it ends with me. Nope, you can't get my kids. Nope, I'm not gonna take my spouse. Nope, you ain't finna ruin my life. No, honey. The enemy is a lie. And the only reason you're not seeing all of what God has for you is that right there. That's the only reason. We tend to follow what we're familiar with, what we've always done, what's common. The outlier is the blessing. The outlier is your heart that's redirecting you into the alignment of where all your stuff is, of where your completeness, fullness, and greatness is. And once you get in tune and that alignment, you will realize why all of those other things in your life that you desired so deeply for, why they never came through. Because if God would have given them to you in that state of where you were, they would have been destroyed. You would have been destroyed. Havoc. You didn't have that foundation to carry those just yet. So it's there for you. Everything you feel, like, in my heart, I know in my heart God has this for me. I just know with everything in me. You know that you know. Then just know you're building that foundation. You're building that cup. You cannot pour the ocean in a glass, in a wine glass or a cup. You just can't. So this foundation here that is being created, those steps that you're taking day to day that doesn't look significant, that is really not showing no difference, like you're like, okay, this has been 3 months, it's been a year, what's the difference? These are your foundational steps to actually receive the blessing. Because what God is doing is he's not preparing you to receive he is preparing you. You receive blessings, everybody receives blessings, but he's truly preparing you to be the blessing. That's what you're being prepared for. That's why it's taking so long. That's why. If he was just ready to just throw some blessings, yeah, you just get the little blessings. But when you become the blessing, without a doubt in your mind, you were never lacking. You were never incomplete. And you were always full, whole, completion. That was always who you were. It was the enemy that cut slices in that tried to deter you. Go this way, go that way. No, you got it. You that. You already that. Okay? We're no longer being fooled. We're no longer, the enemy's not pulling the blindfold over us anymore. That's over. That right there, that's a thing of the past. We don't run like that anymore. We roll with the flow of God, universe. We're in the flow. We don't struggle. If we're struggling, that's the main key indicator. You're out of alignment. You're going in the wrong direction. Hey, I didn't create you to struggle. I created you for ease. By struggling, you're damaging the vessel, the one vessel that I have to use on this earth. Why would I want you to struggle every day? High blood pressure, diabetes, all these diseases. Why would there's no point in that. You cannot be used by God. God cannot flow through you if you live in struggle. It defeats the whole purpose of incarnation, of being here. So, it's a thing of the past, babe. If you're seeing this video, just know the ease that God intended on your life is here. The ease, the flow, the divine structure planned for your life as creation is now online. The purpose of this message was to bring to your awareness nothing is wrong with you or your life. It just needs to be directed back into that original flow, the architecture, the design that God had at the time of your creation, for your creation, for who you are. The divine blueprint of your life is full and complete. It's whole. It does not need editing. It does not need manipulation. It just needs to be produced and received in its divine pure state. I love y'all with everything in me, every ligaments. Till next time.